Hi everyone, my name is Sandra Penas. Welcome to the field hockey seminar for beginners. Today I'm going to be talking about the fundamentals of field hockey, and my goal for this presentation is that once it's over, you all have a better idea of the field hockey rules, and you can all go watch a game and understand what's actually going on. So a little bit of background about myself. I started playing field hockey when I was 9 years old, and I coach also back in Spain. And I came to the US for college, and I also played in the university team for 4 years, and I am now the volunteer assistant coach for the university team. So the way I'm going to organize this presentation, I'm going to talk a little bit first about field of play and equipment needed. Then I'm going to move on to basic rules about the game, and finally I'm going to finish with 3 common situations that happen in a field hockey game. So to get started, before that, how many of you know about field hockey? Are you familiar with it? Okay. What about soccer? I'm hoping everyone. All right, good. So the reason I'm asking this question is because, as you can see, a field hockey field looks very familiar to a soccer field. So you have 2 goals, you have the end lines, you have the sidelines, the center circle, and it's also you have 11 players in each team. One of them is the goalkeeper, and the team that scores more goals wins the game. So these are, well, I just went over the main differences. Then the main differences also are the equipment. So to play field hockey, you need a field hockey stick. You also need a field hockey ball. You need turfs that are different than general turfs. And you also need, you can pass this around. You also need different material to protect yourself. So you're going to need shin guards because the ball is very hard. And you're also going to need a glove that I didn't have with me. And you're also going to need a mouth guard. That's what mouth guard looks like. And then for the goalkeeper, since it's the person that is receiving all the balls, they need much more equipment. It's all padding, and they're super protected because if not, it'd be very bad. Okay, so the overview of the game. Field hockey, it's 2 halves of 35 minutes. There's a 10-minute break between the 2 halves. As I mentioned before, there's 10 field players and 1 goalkeeper, and the team that scores more goals wins. So some of the things that you should not do when you play field hockey, as you said, the stick can be dangerous, so you should not raise the stick too high, and you should also not raise the ball too high when you're playing. Another thing that you should not do is kick the ball with your feet. The only part of the ball should not be touched with any parts of the body. It should only be touched with the stick. And also, couple of main differences between field hockey and soccer are that, well, obviously that the ball cannot be kicked, and also that there's no offsides, and that there's not unlimited substitutions. In field hockey, there are. So I'm going to show you some stick skills by the best field hockey player in the world, so you can get a better idea of what it actually looks like. So the main stick skills that you need to play field hockey are very basics, and you need to be able to stop the ball. So you need to be able to receive. You need to be able to pass the ball, and you also need to be able to hit the ball when you are offensively. So these are the basic things. You also need to be able to get low, and you need to be able to dribble the ball to eliminate your defenders. So I'm going to move on to my next, my last 3 points, which are the different situations that happen in the field. The first one is free hits. Free hit happens in 2 situations, which is when the ball comes outside of offside, and it also happens when the ball when there's a foul. So a free hit is going to be restarted by 1 player. Everyone has to be 5 meters outside, away from the ball. And the player that restarts the game can either do it herself, so it can either be a free restart, or it can be a hit. The next move is penalty corner. So penalty corner is awarded when there's a fault inside the circle. As you can see, there's defensive team has a player in the end line, and the rest of the players are all outside the circle. And the defensive team has 4 players that are inside the cage and the goalkeeper. So the offensive player that starts with the ball has to pass the ball outside the circle, and then the ball has to come outside the circle, and then once the ball comes inside, they can shoot on goal. Also, the players cannot defend the ball until the first player inserts it. So here's another example of what a penetrative corner looks like. And then my last point is penalty strokes. So penalty stroke is also it's awarded when there's a foul inside the circle, but in this case it's more severe. It would be equivalent to the free kick for soccer. And as you can see, there's only one player, and there's the goalkeeper, and most of the time it's a goal. Like it's kind of embarrassing if you don't score. And yeah, like usually it's like 90% of the time I would say it's a goal. So my conclusion, field hockey, as you can see, has a lot of rules. It's a very complex sport, and it is also evolving over time. So my mom used to play, and it's completely different as it was like 20 years ago than it is today. And the rules are continually changing. But I hope after this presentation you have a better understanding of what it looks like.
Some feedback from Mike.
Sure. I thought the intro was really good. It set a clear purpose and kind of level set what we were going to talk about. Nice props, handing out the ball. I don't need this. That's it. When you gave us an overview of the game, we were talking about the size of the field and things like that. Instead of a picture on the screen, I thought maybe a couple stats of what you're telling us would be a little bit better. And then on the video, it was good to use the video, but I think it would help if you explained what was going on during the video.
Yes.
On that point, it might be better if you put that video in, that we don't see that transition.
I did.